Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's presentation of the Wheaton Thunder men's basketball team here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. My name is Abram Erickson, here tonight alongside Don Crowder, and we're excited to bring you to tonight's Wednesday night matchup between the Wheaton Thunder and the Carroll Pioneers. Both teams coming in tonight to look forward to get another victory here in the CCIW when both teams have really been on a rough stretch as of late. Both coming in, losing 4 out of their last 5 games. We know the Thunder lost a tough one against Elmhurst just the other night, 82-75 loss, where the Thunder had drawn as close as 5 points before the end of that one, until Elmhurst managed to pull away and get the victory. Carroll, on the other hand, coming off a loss to Illinois Wesleyan and also to North Central. This will be the final game for the first round of CCIW matchups, as this is the last team in the CCIW for the Thunder to play this season. As soon as we come back after tonight's game, they will be facing off for everyone a second time. So want to cap off this first run well with a win tonight here in King Arena. We'll send it over to the public address announcer, Rusty Lindsay, for player introductions and our national anthem, and then we'll be right back on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to King Arena on the campus of Wheaton College for tonight's CCIW contest between the Pioneers of Carroll University and your Wheaton College Thunder. At this time, we'd ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Carroll University Pioneers. Number 4, a 6'2" senior from Lake Zurich, Illinois, Nick Penny. A 6' even junior from Pewaukee, Wisconsin, number 11, Ryan Clary. Number 23, a 6'6" sophomore from Lone Tree, Colorado, Blake Williams. A 6'2" senior from Oregon, Wisconsin, number 33, Charlie Soule. And number 42, a 6'4" senior from Peatone, Illinois, Cale Maupin. The Pioneers are coached by Paul Combs. Here are the starters for your Wheaton College Thunder. A 6'6" junior from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, number 2, Cade Alioth. Number 13, a 5'11" sophomore from Highlands, Colorado, Tyson Cruikshank. Number 20, a 6'1" junior from Orlando, Florida, Namie Adom. Number 24, a 6'3" junior from Wheaton and Wheaton North High School, Luke Anthony. a 6'8" senior from Chicago, number 25, Anajuan Spencer. Wheaton is coached by Mike Schauer, assisted by John Panner, Joel Smith, and Zach Quam. The officials for tonight's game, Dave Cronin, Tariq Lucas, and Mike Snodgrass.
All right, well, we are all ready and set to go for this one. Once again, I'm Abram Erickson here with Don Crowder. And Don, we talked a little bit briefly at the beginning about the Thunder's loss against Elmhurst just the other night, and it was a close one, Don. You were there calling the game and got a chance to see the Thunder were down for a good portion, but were able to bring it back to a pretty close margin at the end, although they couldn't hold on. What do you think were some major takeaways from that one heading into this game tonight against Carroll?
Well, I think something that you see immediately on the lineups is the fact that Carroll also playing a little bit of small ball tonight. Wheaton struggled at times defending against Elmhurst, who did have a 6'4" center in, and of course Carroll with the 6'4" center of their own. It'll be interesting to see how they respond to that difference in matchup.
Some difficulty with the tip-off there, but we finally got it in. It'll go to Carroll first, and as the two teams share colors, you'll notice Carroll wearing the blue and orange tonight, Wheaton in their normal home whites. Ball's with Clary to begin with, and he'll hand off there to Maupin. The Thunder looking to pressure, it looks like, to begin this one, as now it rotates back over to Clary. Clary, second leading scorer on this Carroll team, will pass out into the lane, and putting up the layup is no good. Rebound, Thunder, and they want to move. A 2-on-2. Cruikshank out on the right side. Hesitation move towards the baseline, and he'll pull it back out to Spencer. Spencer, three-point try, no good off the back iron, and that'll be rebounded by Clary. And Anajuan Spencer, a game-high 20 points the other night in that game against Elmhurst. His career high as well here for the Thunder, coming off a big game for the team's lone senior. Carroll now into the short corner to Maupin. Right-handed dribble across the lane. He'll spin back the other way. Alioth there on the defense, and he'll bring down the big rebound.
And that's a shot that Wheaton is going to allow anytime. Alioth having a terrific season right now for the Thunder. 11.2 points, 8.6 rebounds. Excuse me, Abram, as that steal going forward with the fast break. But yeah, Alioth down low, that's a matchup that they're going to want to exploit, especially with this height advantage. So look for that shot to come a lot more.
And there was Penny on the steal, getting the first bucket of tonight's game, making it 2-0 in favor of the Pioneers. Left-handed hook by Spencer, no good. Rebound out to Clary, and Penny is the leading scorer for this Carroll team, clocking in at about 14 points per game. The 6'2" senior from Lake Zurich, Illinois. Now driving across the lane and kicking it back out. Soul goes over to Clary. Once again, Maupin, who they've been looking to go through early, will drive baseline. He's underneath the hoop, put up another shot. That's no good. A foul will send it the other way. Looks like it's Wheaton ball.
Yeah, I'll just see Alioth. He's so strong under the basket. And then on the way up, just pushed a little bit from behind. Spencer was there with the follow-through, but Wheaton looking pretty strong down low so far.
The Thunder yet to get their first bucket as 2 minutes have now passed to begin this game. Adome will bring it up the floor. Adome, on the other hand, the leading scorer for the Thunder. And now he's trying to get it into Alioth. Outside Spencer, and picks up his dribble. Now Adome hesitates on the shot. Out to Cruikshank. His three-point try is good, and he'll give the Thunder their first lead of the night. Cruikshank, the 37% shooter from behind the arc, opens it up. He's 1 for 1 to begin the night. 17.5 to go. Clary drives into the lane. Tries to hit a cutting Soul, but no good. Anthony over to Cruikshank, but it's tipped away by Penny, and the Thunder will inbound from underneath.
Yeah, and Penny offensively as well as defensively just knows where he needs to be. Look at him there. Instant reaction, able to deflect it away, prevent the fast break.
Inbound will come from the baseline with Cruikshank. Adome runs off a curl, and now we'll back it out. Crossover dribble inside the lane. He throws it up, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line for our first free throws of tonight's contest.
Yeah, and just the leading scorer for Wheaton, always seen driving to the basket, picks up a little bit of contact there.
So it's Carroll with 2 team fouls early. Again, officials for tonight are Dave Cronin, Tariq Lucas, and Michael Snodgrass. As Adome knocks down the first free throw of the night, it's 4-2. Both teams clocking in at about 70 points per game. The Thunder around 77, Carroll around 72, while holding opponents to 67 and 64 points respectively. Over to the wing to Soul. Back up top now. That's Williams. Williams drives to the elbow, kicks it back out to Maupin. And now we'll see a couple handoffs as Clary has the ball in his hands up top. Clary drives left, gets inside the lane, past Cruikshank, left-handed layup is good off the glass. And Clary brings the Pioneers within one. Euro step and a charge going to be called against Anajo and Spencer. That's Williams that picks up that one.
Yeah, and you want to see that on the fast break every time. Spencer, long legs, he's going to glide past everyone. Picks up the offensive foul there. But in the future, that's a shot that Wheaton can look to exploit.
Clary's been the one with the ball in his hands for most of tonight. He is averaging just about 9.4 points per game. Haven't seen much from Penny, who has the ball in his hands on the wing. Gives it back over to Clary now. Over on the wing, a three-point try for Carroll is no good. But an offensive rebound gets it back out to Clary, a fresh 20 on the shot clock. High ball screen, gets inside to Maupin. Maupin puts it up. Alioth soars for the rebound to give the ball back to the Thunder. Cruikshank out to a dome, and now on the block to Alioth. Alioth working off that left shoulder, has it tipped away. Another steal for Carroll. Clary, pass over to Williams. Williams left-handed layup rattles in. Looked like he wanted to draw a foul there. A little contact. Referee opts not to call it, but it lets Carroll take the lead. Over to a dome on the right wing, and now up top for Anthony's three-point try. No good. Off the front of the rim and then the board. Hand off to Penny now. Hedge on the screen from Alioth. Down low to Maupin. Good recovery by Alioth. Kick out to Clary. Cruikshank out there to contest. Clary drives inside, looking for someone to go to. Foot on the edge of the paint. Gets it over to Maupin. 7 on the shot clock. Clary pass to the cutting Soul, who puts that one in. Carroll now up 8-5. The Thunder scoreless in their last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Ball tapped away from Spencer. Carroll racing for it. Spencer gets it back. 2 bodies down on the floor. A dome three-pointer, and it's good. Foul underneath the basket. We'll see who they get. It looks like they'll get Cade Alioth underneath the basket, but the basket will count. Ball goes back to Carroll. Alioth picks up his first. Gavin Hawkins checks in for Alioth.
Hawkins just providing a little bit more of an ability to shoot. He's going to be able to stretch the floor on offense alongside Jay Spencer.
We also see number 20, David Analyst, come in here for Carroll, and there's a moving screen called against the Pioneers. Colin Uvegas, the junior, going to come in now and replace Luke Anthony. Uvegas been a starter for the good part of the first part of the year until Luke Anthony returned from playing football for the Thunder. Anthony has now worked his way into that starting 3-man spot. Uvegas still providing very valuable minutes off the bench as the 6th man. Cruikshank, hesitation move gets him inside, and he's fouled. That one's going to go against Penny.
Heads up play from Cruikshank here. Sees the gap, sees Maupin's not looking, tries to go for it. Penny forced to just kind of shove him over, gets the foul.
Spencer up top to a dome. Analyst guarding. Now into Spencer. Spencer, drop step. Hook no good, rebound. Out to Carroll. Taryn Hall just checked in a moment ago as well, picks up the rebound. Maupin stranded away from the basket now, gives it back over to Hall. Maupin, cross court up top to Williams. Spencer flies by, Good switch by Adome, and then a foul underneath. Maupin and Hawkins jockeying for position down there on the block.
Yeah, we'll see it right there. Just a little bit of a arm put around Maupin as he fought for position. Good call from the referees.
11, Clary, going to check back in. Alongside Charlie Soule, 2 starters returning to the game. Penny in the short corner. Gets it back up top to Analyst. It's rotated around to the right wing. There's Clary, picks up the screen, works his way to the elbow. Little ball fake there by Analyst. Underneath to the cutting Soule, no good, and Hawkins on the rebound, denying the second effort for the Pioneers. Cruikshank into the lane, has it stripped away, and a foul called. Cruikshank will head to the line with a chance to break this tie.
He does this so well. He doesn't wait for Carroll to set up. He recognizes that there's a gap and jumping right to it. He's so quick on that first step. Deserves those free throws.
Cruikshank makes the first, and he's a top shooter from the free throw line. 91.7% from the stripe. Cruikshank ranks 2nd in the CCIW, 4th in all of Division III in that statistic. And he misses the second there off the back of the rim. Just his 5th missed free throw in the season out of 48. Clary off the high ball screen. Thunder now a 1-point lead. Penny, crossover, gets him past Uvegas. Uvegas recovers, but Penny able to put that one in. There's his first bucket of the night. Now we see a little trap here. Thunder look unprepared. Cruikshank tied up, has the ball poked away, and now see if we get a timeout here before the 10-second violation was called. And Coach Schauer making the good decision there to save his team. And Don, that's the first bit of beyond half-court pressure that we've seen from Carroll tonight, but they really surprised the Thunder with it there.
Yeah, you were absolutely right in saying they just were completely unprepared. We saw Tyson Cruikshank take a dribble and immediately 2 players around him. We saw his face he had nowhere to go. Great timeout call from Coach Schauer. And you have to imagine that they'll just go over just a little bit of a press break here, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But one thing of note, for the past couple of possessions there, tallest player for Carroll, 6'2". And Wheaton recognizing that, moving to a bit of a small ball lineup. Kate Alioth, the tallest player out there for the Thunder right now at 6'6", obviously a very strong presence down low. And it looks like Carroll has not shifted anything, so 6'2", still the tallest player for Carroll.
Yeah, that's Soule, who's matched up against Alioth, 6'2", in relation to the 6'6". Alioth now a little trap down on the block. A dome shot is no good. Analyst pushing it up the floor. Kicks it back to Clary, who is able to get past Andrew Williams, the freshman who's entered the game. Analyst almost loses it. It goes back out. And the ball comes back to Clary. 12:20 left in the first half. 10-9, Carroll leads the Thunder. Low scoring affair here early, and there's a good bucket off the spin from Ryan Clary.
Well, if you're going to get past Alioth down low, you got to be nimble, you got to be quick. And he was both of those right there.
Vegas will bring it up with Cruikshank off the floor. Back up top to Vegas. Now we see 4 players on the floor that could be classified as guards for the Thunder, with Adome, Vegas, Williams, and Anthony. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Alioth down low, double team, trying to work through and put that shot up. Great defense by Analyst and Penny. Analyst across the top of the key, over to Penny on the wing. Back up top to Clary now, guarded by Williams. Vegas all alone to Penny. Penny, elbow jumper, high arcing shot over the outstretched arm, and it drops through. Penny now's got 6. He's 3 for 3 from the field. Williams drives with the left hand, and a travel called there as he just ran into a brick wall. That was Charlie Soule. The Thunder going to make a change now as Williams and Adome come right out. It's Cruikshank who comes back on the floor alongside Spencer, so a little added size now for the Thunder with now Spencer and Alioth out on the floor. Clary over to Maupin. Maupin, handoff to Penny. Penny, catch and shoot, and he gets it to go.
And there's absolutely nothing you can do about that shot. As Coach Schauer calls a timeout to talk over that. I mean, coming off the screen, to be that quick, you can understand why he is the leading scorer for Carroll, Nick Penny. But honestly, that's just one of those unblockable shots that Wheaton's going to have to live with. And up 8 right now, Carroll is looking very strong.
And the way that Penny was able to come around that handoff so quickly, the man who handed him the ball off just did such a great job of sealing off that lane, preventing any Thunder flare from getting in. Penny didn't even look like he was going to shoot it until the ball seemed to be already out of his hands. He gives Carroll a 17-9 lead. It's a 9-0 run in the last 2:24. The Thunder scoreless and wanting to come out of this timeout with a little more energy. Buckets have been hard to come by in this one so far, as the Thunder yet to break into double digits a full 9 minutes into this game. Saw it on the screen there, but the Thunder 10-6 overall. The Pioneers 9-7. The Thunder 4-3 in CCIW compared to Carroll's 2-5. Now we see some full court defense coming from Carroll. Looks like it'll be a trap here, and they actually will back off as Cruikshank will just be followed by Penny. 8-point deficit for the Thunder to overcome. Cruikshank over to Anthony. Pump fakes, but can't get it off. Clary sticking to him there. Up top to Spencer. Rotated over now to Uvegas. Uvegas, the left hand, trying to get inside the key, but not able to. It's out to Anthony once again. Drives inside. Kick out Cruikshank, and a foul called underneath. And after a moment of deliberation, it's going to be ruled a charge. It's like Maupin the one to draw it. You see both officials there with the hand up in the air. Waited until the official here on the sideline made the call, and Maupin will draw the charge. Anthony will pick up his first foul.
And Wheaton averages 12.3 turnovers per game, and already with just over 9 minutes gone, they have 5 in this game.
Rotated it into the corner. It's back up top now for Williams. Williams, open elbow jumper, hanging on the rim, gets it to drop through. That one had to go twice off the back of the rim and once off the backboard before it hung up there on the back iron and came through. Cruikshank picks up his dribble and has to get it over to Anthony. A little hand fighting down low between Alioth and Penny. Alioth finally gets it, trying to take advantage of the smaller player, has it tipped away from him, and it'll go in Carroll's favor.
Yeah, and Taryn Hall, that was pretty much all him. Of course, Penny was the one getting back down, but you could see Hall's eyes. He just looks, waits for the proper moment, and gets a hand in. And we've seen a lot of that tonight. Every time Wheaton wants to go down low, a double team comes, but it's a very smart double team. They don't waste any seconds.
And it looks like we do have a technical foul called in the ensuing moments of that play. It's going to be on Cade Alioth. Penny will be chosen as the shooter. And Penny will knock down the first effort. He'll have a second one on the way. 88.4% free throw shooter on the year. And the second one is no good for Penny. Carroll will, of course, keep possession after the technical. Alioth has gone to the bench. Gavin Hawkins will check back in. Once again, Maupin, tallest player on the floor here for Carroll, standing at 6'4". Hawkins and Spencer both at 6'7" and 6'8". Underneath the basket, a travel called. And once again, there's a little time there between when the whistle goes off and when the violation is called. Coach Schauer, you can see pacing the sideline there, looked as if he was not happy with the call, found out it was a travel, and I think that's what he was looking for. Cruikshank over to Spencer. Ball fake, gets it to Anthony. Finally has some space and lets the three fly. Anthony finally able to shake his defender, put that three-pointer through. He becomes only the third Wheaton player to score on the night. He's got 3, Cruikshank with 4, and Adome with 5. to combine for the Thunder's 12 points on the night. Clary, a screen on the right, over to Maupin, wide open three. Spencer charges late, but it's not enough. As Maupin hits the second three of the evening for Carroll, and erases Anthony's shot just moments before. It's 23-12, a double-digit separation between these two teams. Anthony over to Cruikshank, works his way to the elbow, picks up the dribble. Adome trying to round the corner, but Maupin right there. Hawkins, a deep three! And Gavin Hawkins. Don, that's the shot we love to talk about, is unblockable, as Hawkins at 6'8" releases that one from high above his head and sends it through.
Yeah, and I think there was a really good scout, because Maupin, typically we see players that close in on Gavin Hawkins, they think, oh, he's a big, he's not going to take this three, but Maupin was there. He was ready to block it, but, you know, it is a pretty unblockable shot. It's high release, lots of velocity, and Hawkins may be the spark plug that Wheaton needs to get back into this game.
Alioth, who's been such a big part of the last couple games for the Thunder, averaging close to a double-double on the bench after that last foul. He's got 2 on the night. Williams from the corner, three-point try, no good. Spencer with the rebound. Cruikshank wants to push it up the floor, and Clary is right there to pick him up. Switches on to Williams, and now Anthony will collect the ball after Cruikshank almost lost it. Cruikshank into the lane, a foul underneath. Looks like it's going to go against Clary. Looks like Clary trying to play physical with the much taller Spencer. Bumped him as he came through on that cut across the lane. 6 team fouls now for the Thunder, 5 for Carroll. Next foul will put Carroll in the bonus. Anthony, another three-point try. That one just short, bouncing off the front of the rim. Analyst will bring it up. Williams rotates it over now to Soul. Soul in the corner, back to Analyst. Good screen, gives him some space. Inside the lane, double teamed. Kick back out to Maupin. Can he get 2 in a row? Off the back of the rim. Spencer elevates for the rebound. Cruikshank pushing it up. Hawkins has some space, but instead works inside the lane. Kicks out to Anthony, and a block called underneath. Anthony gets that one to go, but it doesn't count, as Maupin will not be able to draw another charge.
Yeah, nice pass, but you have to imagine you want Hawkins going up with that wide open three in the corner. Get some momentum for him, some confidence going. Nevertheless, a good pass, and Wheaton still with possession here. Can try and cut into this deficit a little bit.
Surprised to see Hawkins pass up that three in the corner there, as he had one wide open. He made the play to try to get in closer and was able to pick up a foul, so the Thunder will keep the ball on the baseline into a dome. See Carroll switching every screen here as they play with 5 players in similar height. Really can match up against anyone on the floor, and there's the bucket and the foul from Adome. That's the Nyamie Adome that we've been seeing here all season long, able to finish through the contact at the line for a chance to complete the three-point play.
And there's not many players that can split 3 other guys without a single dribble.
His free throw rims out. Now Analyst off the screen, rounds the corner, gets inside the lane, puts it up. Cruikshank right there. Now ball tied up underneath. Hawkins strips it away. Adome, 3-on-4, pulls it out and gives it over to Cruikshank. Hawkins up top, finds Uvegas underneath, and Uvegas sandwiched in between 2 players. Can't handle the pass, but no foul called. Ball will stick with Carroll. They'll inbound from the Thunder baseline.
And the crowd here in King Arena nowhere near the size that was seen here versus Elmhurst, but still a respectable crowd. Lots of fans here wanting to see Wheaton improve to 11-6.
Clary brings it up. We see the ball in the hands of number 3, Justin Gruber, who just checked in for the first time of the night. Maupin against Hawkins, kicks out to Gruber, and now over to Penny. In the corner once more to Soul. Soul Drives in with the left hand, kick out. Penny the three-point try, no good. And that's Penny's first missed shot of the night. He's 4 for 5. Perfect up until that point. 6-point deficit now for the Thunder to overcome. A 5-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes for them. Cruikshank gets inside the lane, spins out, almost has the ball tipped away, but Vegas will take the handoff. Goes out to Adome, 7 on the shot clock. High screen from Hawkins. Adome to do it all alone. Pull up from the free throw line. And Adome brings the Thunder within 4.
And yes, there's just some times where nothing's working in the game and it's just one player that brings you back. And Adome has done that for the Thunder. Just quick moves, great shot selection, and he's brought him back to within 4.
7 straight points for the Thunder. Gruber, guarded by Cruikshank. Kick out to Soule, 5 on the shot clock. Works inside the lane, fouled by Spencer, but the shot's no good. He'll have 2 shots coming.
Smart play, he gets him with the pump fake going up. Shot clock is winding down, so Spencer knows he's got the upper hand. It's right there, he goes up with it. And as Spencer's still in the air, smart move from Soule.
Soule puts the Pioneers back up by 5. Hawkins will check out. Alioth coming back in for the first time in a couple minutes, as that's the second foul on Spencer that sent Soule to the line. Analyst will come back in as well. He'll replace Taron Hall, who was in the game for just a couple minutes there. And Soule will have the back half of his 2 shots on the way. Misses that one, and Vegas will come take control to bring the ball up the court with 5.5 to go. Guarded by Gruber. Over to Adome. Alioth trying to flash to the block. Good defense by Maupin, prevents him from getting the ball. Cruikshank inside the lane, extends and flicks. A scoop layup is good for Tyson Cruikshank. Penny in the corner as the clock ticks below 5. And that one is sent into the middle of nowhere as Penny put that one between Analyst and Gruber, well out of the court. It'll be a turnover here for Carroll and a timeout that's now taken by Coach Combs.
Excuse me, this is just the moment right now. You're down 3. You've been down by as many as 11 in this game. Coming out of the timeout, Wheaton needs to strike such a huge advantage to go into halftime ahead. And right now we've seen that a lot of Wheaton's problems have been mental. Turnovers, careless passes, poor shot selection. They have the talent, they have the size advantage in this game. It's all going to be about execution here. Can they come out of this timeout? Can they put a few plays together? Can they get the ball in the hands of Niamey Adome? I think they can.
Don, I agree, and it's an interesting parallel to the game that we saw just a week or so ago when the Thunder played Carthage here at home. That Carthage team started 2 6'11" players. The front court extremely tall. The Thunder in that night had the size disadvantage. They were able to overcome that and win 71-68 in a close one against Carthage. They'll have to adjust in a different way tonight as they're the much bigger team to this small ball lineup that Carroll has been playing. Adome, wide open three-pointer. Great seal by Alioth, allows Adome to tie up the game with the 3. Penny over to Maupin. It's 24-24. Handoff up top to Maupin once more. Analyst trying to get past Cruikshank. Spencer switches onto him. Behind the back pass. Gets inside the lane. Kicked back out to Maupin. 4 on the clock. Gets to the bucket, but blocked by Spencer. A strong rebound. He holds onto the ball and gets it off to Vegas. Vegas over to Alioth. Spencer, the one underneath the basket. He'll move out as well as a blocking foul called there underneath on Maupin as Adome made him fall here on the hesitation move.
And only if he had sunk that, this crowd in King Arena would have gone off. And just such a quick move. Deserves that foul. And now at a tie game, a Dome with a chance to put Wheaton in front.
The Thunder, last time that they led was with 13 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first half. At that time, the score was 9-8. That was before they had that 3 or 4 minute drought where Carroll was able to pull away. The Thunder have only led for 2 minutes and 16 seconds of this game compared to over 10.5 minutes where Carroll has been in front. So a Dome with 2 free throws on the way, able to shift the game back into the Thunder's favor. It's a 5-0 run in the last minute 41, and overall a 12-1 run in the last 5:14. A Dome gets it to go, and he does put the Thunder on top. .348 to go, and we'll see now Carter Sturgeon head to the scorer's table, and a Dome will make the second. Now a player with a little more size enters the game for the Pioneers. He'll check out Kyle Maupin. Sturgeon, the 6'6", 205 sophomore from Centennial, Colorado, will come in and match up against Gavin Hawkins. Soul guarded by Alioth. Soul crosses over into the lane, kicks it back out to Sturgeon. Analyst over to Soul once more. Penny now on the wing. Drive to his left, but Vegas able to cut off the baseline. Second effort. Penny gets to the hole. Rebound by Alioth. The Thunder will hold on to the lead. Cruikshank pushing it up the floor. Over now to a Dome. Now Cruikshank will clear out. Let some time run down off the clock. 15 on the shot clock. Screen up top from Alioth and a switch. Alioth's under the basket with Penny on him, but a Dome tries to get to the hole, short on the floater. Penny pushes it up. Soul on the wing. Falls down as he enters the lane, and a foul called against Alioth, and that'll be his third.
And he can't believe it. Thought he was quick enough, and just right there, I think he got bounced coming off of the screen set by Sturgeon. Maybe didn't mean to collide with the onrushing Soul, but yeah, he picks up his third foul with that.
Both teams now 8 team fouls here in this first half. Both teams in the bonus here, shooting 1-1 from here on out. Don, we saw in the Elmhurst game, foul trouble a little bit limit the Thunder. They certainly want to stay away from that here in this one. Really, Alioth, the only Thunder player with much to worry about, as he has 3, although Anthony and Spencer both have 2 apiece. Hawkins has 1, and that rounds out the 8 for the Thunder. A trio of players has 2 for Carroll. That's Clary, Williams, and Maupin. Soul gets the first part of the 1-1 to go. He brings the Pioneers back within 1, has a chance to tie it up. Coming on the way with 2:50 to go. And he will. We'll see another newcomer enter the game here for Carroll. This is Seb Lees, number 35. He's a 6'2" freshman from Melbourne, Australia. He enters the game tonight, averaging about 4 minutes per game. We'll get some time here before the second half. Cruikshank over to Vegas. Vegas now rotates to Hawkins. Cruikshank guarded by Lees. Gets past him on the right side, works to the baseline, kick out Adome. Adome fakes the shot, gets it over to Cruikshank, who's able to convert.
And that's just one of those beautiful plays. Adome going up, nearly about to get blocked, sees Cruikshank in the corner, and Tyson is not going to miss that wide open 3.
Cruikshank 2 for 2 from behind the arc tonight. Pass underneath to Penny. What a great pass and what a great cut, as Taryn Hall able to hit him on the baseline cut to cut the lead down to 1. 2 minutes to go. Spencer up top to Cruikshank. Cruikshank will try another one, this time off the dribble, and he drains it. Cruikshank 3 for 3, 12 points on the night. He's 4 for 4 from the field with 3 3-pointers, and now a foul underneath. Let's see it here. May have came on the screen. And it did here as Vegas, excuse me, will be awarded his first foul of the night. Andrew Williams comes back in for the Thunder. We saw the freshman for just a couple minutes earlier. He's back on the floor now alongside Vegas, Cruikshank, Hawkins, and Adome. For Carroll, it's Hall, Soule, Gruber, Annalise, and Penny. Adome leads the Thunder with 14 points. Cruikshank trailing closely behind him with 12 as Penny makes the first free throw. It gives him 13 on the night. And Penny able to make the second as well. 32-30, a minute 40 to go here in King Arena in this first half. It's been a tight one all night long. Is 32-30 is the score we've reached after just about 19 minutes of play. Cruikshank pump fake, gets inside the lane, drops it off to Williams down low, uses his body to seal it off, and he's fouled underneath.
Just some really fluid ball movement here from Wheaton, and Andrew Williams always in the right place at the right time. Pump fakes a couple times, goes up and gets fouled.
Don, and that's the plays that we've seen that we've been able to count on Andrew Williams for throughout this season. Also plays like that to draw fouls, put his body on the line, and really provide a spark off the bench for the Thunder. He misses the first free throw, but he's got a second one on the way. Number 32, Rocco Ronzio, another freshman going to enter for Carroll, as Williams misses the second as well. Vegas tied up underneath with Annalise, and the foul will go against the Pioneers. So although the Thunder can't get a bucket off the previous foul, they will have the ball back as Vegas heads to the line for a 1-and-1.
Vegas, the first person to put his body on the line for Wheaton typically every time. And right there, obviously much disadvantaged getting that rebound from his own team's free throws, but he's somehow able to work his body in a way that team has to foul him. Great job by calling Vegas.
Vegas short on the first, and they are in the double bonus, excuse me, as that's the 10th team foul of the game for Carroll. And Vegas misses 4 straight missed free throws for the Thunder. Carroll holding on to the ball with just a one possession game, as that pass tipped out here by a Thunder player as Gruber tried to enter that one to Ethan Bellino. Bellino, number 41, has just checked into the game as well. He's a sophomore from Oak Forest, Illinois. We see Coach Paul Combs getting some players in here that we haven't seen before the half. Ryan Clary been off the court for a while here as Penny works inside the lane and finishes, getting past Vegas. 32-32 with just a minute to go. Carroll finally breaking an 0 for 6 shooting streak to get that bucket to go. They're 1 for 7 in their last 7. The Thunder 6 for 7. It's what's helped the Thunder come back in this one as the Thunder move the ball around. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Adome crossover to the left hand, tries to finish with the right. Hawkins puts it up off the offensive rebound, and he's fouled with 32.8 seconds left.
And we have to see this more from the Thunder. The quick rebound, the quick put up. They can't wait to bring the ball down because Carroll has some quick guards out on the floor. They're going to try and poke that ball away. Hawkins recognizes this, goes up early, and gets the foul.
And Hawkins, just with the sheer size advantage there on the rebound underneath, he was being boxed out by Bellino, who stands at 6'1", 175. Hawkins 6'7", 215, just able to out-muscle him there to grab that board as he makes his first free throw. And Hawkins goes 2 for 2, extends the Thunder lead. And now just about a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Carroll will not be able to hold for a final shot here, but they'll be able to get close as Gruber will just take some time off and hand off to Penny. Penny's guarded by Vegas. Soul comes up to set the screen. Penny, three-pointer, off the front of the rim, bounces once more. Rebounded in the corner by Hawkins, gets it up to Vegas, puts up the long shot, and it'll be no good. But the Thunder will hang on to the lead here at the end of this first half and will go into halftime with a 34-32 advantage here inside King Arena. Don, wow, a first half with a couple lead changes. The Thunder went up to begin with and led 9-8 just a couple minutes into the game, but a large drought in the Thunder shooting put them well behind as the largest lead of the game got up to 11 when Carroll led 23-12 with 9 minutes left. However, the Thunder storming back on really a great shooting clip as they're shooting 70% from the three-point line. They head into halftime with the lead. What has struck you, Don, in this first half, and what can the Thunder do to come out and hold this lead for the next 20?
Well, the best thing about it is it's been two guys for Wheaton, Tyson Cruikshank and Niamia Adome, of course, the two leading scorers for Wheaton in this season, but they have 12 points and 14 points respectively, single-handedly bringing Wheaton out of this drought. And I think coming out of halftime, Wheaton needs to lean on their leaders. So Cruikshank, Adome, Hawkins, Spencer, players that they know they can go to, know can hit big shots. They're going to have to lean on consistency here and try and pull away from this very good Carroll squad.
We will be back in just a couple minutes here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. As we take a break for halftime, we want to thank you for joining us on WTSN. Stick with us. We'll be back in just a couple.
Be inspired as you seek to make a difference in the lives of children as an elementary, middle, or high school teacher.
Be challenged by a strong academic program that prepares you for the leadership skills needed to lead a classroom.
Be equipped with the strategies and tools from experienced professors in a program that boasts a 100% passing rate for all licensure exams.
Be inspired to lead others to the Christian faith as professional English language teachers serving across the globe.
Be challenged as you dive deep into learning about other cultures while understanding how to create the bridge between English and the native language of your students.
Be equipped as you gain valuable skills and lessons from leading researchers and teachers in the field who have decades of experience and whose work spans 6 continents.
Be inspired by diving deep into the study of the Bible and understanding the theology behind our faith.
Be challenged with advanced study of biblical and theological knowledge.
Be equipped to expand your knowledge, build your academic skills, develop critical reflection, and serve for Christ in His kingdom.
Be inspired as you grow in your ministry and collaborate with other leaders like you.
Be challenged, stretch your thinking, and deepen your understanding of your mission.
Be equipped to raise your level of leadership as you raise up faithful followers of Christ.
Be inspired to serve a world filled with justice and suffering.
Be challenged with a rigorous academic program that trains you to analyze psychological theory and research from a faith-based worldview and apply it to serve the needs of individuals and families in need of healing.
Be equipped to integrate your Christian faith and practice with the best of contemporary scholarship and professional standards in the disciplines of clinical psychology, counseling, and marriage and family therapy.
We are back inside King Arena. Abram Erickson and Don Crowder on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. Thanks for joining us tonight for this Wheaton-Carroll matchup. Once again, we've talked about it all night, but an important CCIW game here as both teams trying to bounce back from periods of losses here, with the Thunder going down against Augustana and Elmhurst recently, where Carroll has dropped four against Elmhurst, Carthage, North Central, and Illinois Wesleyan. So a tough stretch in the CCIW for both teams. They want to come out of that and get a win here in what is the final game of the first round of CCIW matchups, as both teams look to head into the second half of the CCIW schedule. Wheaton sitting right now at about 5th place in the CCIW with a record of 4-3. They're 10-6 overall. Carroll 2 spots back is 6th at 2-5, 9-7 overall. The Thunder lead after 20 minutes of basketball, 34-32, and look to come out in the second half and hold on to this lead that they regained with just a couple minutes to go in the first half. Don, we talked all night about how we've been intrigued by the way Carroll has played with this small ball lineup. The Thunder not exactly been able to exploit that down low from a post standpoint, as Anajoan Spencer and Cade Alioth, two of the Thunder's most prominent post players, both with 0 points in the game tonight. Alioth's 0 for 1, Spencer 0 for 3. Gavin Hawkins, another post player we usually see for the Thunder, does have 5 points on the night, but that comes from a 3-pointer and then 2 free throws. So very few points for the Thunder coming in the paint. They've only got 4 on the night from the paint. They're 7 for 10 from the 3-point line. And Don, we're wondering here if that's going to change in this second half, or if the hot shooting will continue for the Thunder.
Yeah, and they're really leaning on some excellent screens being set by the Thunder big men. Tyson Cruikshank and Niamia Adome have been hitting some really great shots. 12 points for Cruikshank, 14 for Adome, leading this Wheaton charge. And just as you said, the hot shooting has to continue for this Wheaton team. They haven't been able to exploit the size matchups. Carroll at some points has played a couple of possessions with 6'2" as their tallest player against the 6'7s and 6'8s that Wheaton have. So this really is a size versus speed matchup. It's 34-32, very even, and we're very excited to see the second half play out.
Cruikshank will start with the ball for the Thunder. Starters back on the floor for Carroll. For the Thunder, there's one exception, and that's Gavin Hawkins gets the nod in the second half over Cade Alioth. Cruikshank 3-point try, first of the second half, no good. Offensive rebound by Hawkins, and he's fouled.
And you hope to see a lot more of this in the second half. Hawkins coming down with the rebound, Spencer helping him out right there, but that's a 6'8 and 6'7 against the 6'2s that are on the court right now. I believe actually number 23 for Carroll is 6'6. That's Blake Williams. But other than that, Wheaton clearly with the size advantage, they should be pulling down some great rebounds.
What's interesting here, on the first 2 possessions, we see Williams matching up against Cruikshank. Cruikshank, the shortest Thunder player on the court at 5'11", guarded by the much taller Williams. Ball tipped out of bounds. The Thunder will hold on to possession with 19.5 to go. Ball comes into Adome. Adome drives to the left, past Penny, loses it, and an offensive foul as charges drawn by Charlie Soule. Seen a couple now, maybe 3 charges taken at this point, all from Carroll. Cale Maupin also able to pick up one earlier in the game. Williams gives it over to Soule. Soule up top now. It's rotated over to Hall, and that one tipped out of bounds by Spencer. The pass broken up. Carroll holds on to possession. Williams just barely gets it in before the 5 seconds expire. Penny gets a screen set by Maupin. Now Williams drives in the lane with the right hand, pulls up the jump shot off the front of the rim, no good. Cruikshank with the rebound after Spencer tipped it down to him. Cruikshank over to Adome, looked into the corner to go to Anthony. Good defense prevents him from doing so. Cruikshank has it stripped away. Penny comes down with it. He's on the floor, gets it up to Soule, who gives it over to Maupin. It comes back to Soule up top, guarded by Spencer. Handoff to Williams. Soul drives in with the left hand up against Spencer, swats it away. Another block from Anajuan Spencer. Ball tied up underneath, it'll stick with Carroll, but Spencer, 2 blocks in a row to keep Carroll scoreless here in this second half.
Thunder looking a little bit more confident down low in that first half. Carroll scored half of their points in the paint. They had 16 of their 32, somewhat of a surprising stat. But Wheaton looking to assert some dominance down low.
Wide open underneath, Hall puts that bucket in as the inbound play works nicely for Carroll, getting Hall wide open for the easy layup. 34-34. Carroll scores the first points of the second half. Anthony drives to his right, trying to get past Hall and throws it away. Maupin with the steal. Maupin up the floor, hands off to Williams. Williams back to him now, and it's rotated to the other side to Hall. Hall off the side of the rim. Back out to Williams. Passed inside, and that's a mismatch as Maupin was able to seal Cruikshank nicely to allow Carroll to take the lead. Cruikshank wants to set up something here for the Thunder. Gives it over to Adom, who will be at the helm here. Spencer slips the screen, gets inside, goes to work on the post, can't get it to go. It tips out, and now Soul comes down with the rebound. Williams pushes the ball up the floor. Adom meets him at the block. Good cut by Soul. He can't finish it all the way through to the basket. Now a kicked ball violation there against Gavin Hawkins. And now we'll see David Analyst come back in the game for Carroll. Having a number of quality minutes there in the first half. 14 to be exact. Penny, jump shot is good from 16 feet. And he points at Anthony there after that bucket. Carroll up 38-34. We see more of the trap that we saw briefly in the first half. Wheaton regains their confidence and composure, and Adom has it up top. Anthony over now to Cruikshank. Ball inside to Hawkins. Hawkins working against Williams, has the size advantage, kicks out, but the ball is tipped. Spencer will pick it up past cross court. And the shot clock about to go off. Ball tipped high off the rim. Penny loses it, and the Thunder will hold on to possession.
What a big play by a big man, Gavin Hawkins, showing his size, showing his agility. Penny came down with it, but he was able to force just a little bit of interference in there, and Wheaton retaining this possession.
And the shot clock still winding down there before really anyone in the building noticed. Spencer threw up a shot that was very close, bouncing high off the front of the rim that allowed Hawkins to get the rebound. There's a fresh 30 on the clock now. Cruikshank, 3 in the corner, no good. Another rebound, Hawkins. He'll work now against Soul, puts it up, no good. Tried to tip it in, Spencer. Ball will bounce back out to Cruikshank. He works his way inside the paint and dribbles it back out now, goes across to Adom. Adom up to Hawkins, handoff. Cruikshank, Cruikshank rounding the corner, spin move, gets inside and finishes with the layup. Tyson Cruikshank, his 14th point of the night, puts him in a tie for the lead with Niamie Adom, but it, more importantly, brings the Thunder back within 2. Over now to Williams. Williams tries to cross over. Adom right there, matching him step for step. Ball comes over to Penny. Penny gets inside, kicks it out to Soul. Soul works his way past Anthony. Hawkins provides the defense, and Spencer gets the rebound. Adom pushes up the floor, gets it to Hawkins. One more pass into the corner for Cruikshank. No good, off the front of the rim. Another offensive rebound for the Thunder. And we see some of that size now winning out as the Thunder have dominated the boards here in the first 5 minutes of this second half. Adom to his left. puts it up, no good. Fights for the rebound underneath, but Williams will bring it down. Pass up now, and Spencer at the last second able to turn around and knock that one away. Now we'll see some substitutions. Hawkins and Anthony will check out for the Thunder. Alioth and Vegas come in. We see Clary as well as Hall come in for Carroll. And Ryan Clary was, at the beginning of this game, the player that we were talking about, as the ball seemed to be in his hands the whole time. And that was before Penny really started scoring in the game. But Clary, he's got 4. He's sat for a good portion of that first half and is now coming in, as great defense by Alioth prevents Williams from getting the bucket. But we know Carroll is a dynamic player. Pull-up jump shot from a dome, and that's where he's so good. The 15-footer on the pull-up ties this game.
And it's just an incredibly difficult shot to guard against, because Adome, he's really a slasher. He's a finisher at the rim, but look at that vertical just getting up. No chance to block that shot, and that's a shot that Nyamie Adome has practiced thousands of times. He's going to hit that if you give him just an inch of separation. And just like that, it's tied coming out of this timeout. You have to wonder, Wheaton's got a little bit of momentum going forward. They seem to have figured out a little bit this small ball lineup that Carroll has used, although it's still a little bit confusing at times. They've gone down low a bit more. As you said, they're dominating on the rebounds in this second half, so we should see a little bit different of a game script going forward.
Yeah, and Thunder have only scored 4 points since halftime in the 5.5 minutes, but 2 of them have been in the paint, and as we talked about, they only had 4 points in the paint in that entire first half. So with the game tied now at 38-38 with 14 minutes and 37 seconds to go, the Thunder are going to come out of this timeout looking to hold on to this one and not give it up again. They led by 2 at the end of the half, but Carroll stormed back out of the break and took the lead. We'll see now Gruber, Penny, Clary, Maupin, and Williams come out on the floor for Carroll. Vegas, Cruikshank, Adome, Alioth, and Spencer will be out there for Wheaton. Looks like Clary will bring it up for Carroll. Penny, the only scorer in double figures with 18. The next closest, Sol and Maupin, both have 5. There's Penny, step back jump shot, rattles it in, and Penny's been great all night shooting from the field. He started out 4 for 4, he was hot, and now he's worked his way up to 8 for 10, though he's 1 for 3 from behind the arc. That pass no good from Spencer as he tried to enter it in the post, but Maupin read him like a book. Maupin gives it back to Clary, and a miscommunication down low allows Maupin to score. And not what the Thunder wanted out of that timeout. As now Carroll's back on top, 42-38. Vegas loses the ball. It goes into the corner. Jump ball call. The ball will stay with Wheaton, but you don't want a costly mistake like that at a point where your team has just gone down by 4 points after holding the lead.
And we've seen a couple of times on those fast breaks, Wheaton just having some sort of defensive breakdown a couple of times. You saw it right there as Maupin wide open underneath the basket. Wheaton has to sort those easy baskets out if they want to win this game.
Alioth over to Cruikshank. Back to Spencer. Spencer hits Adome on the curl, who was wide open, but a foul called beforehand. Let's see who they get on that one. It is going to be Penny, so Penny picks up his second foul of the night. Anthony, who checks in for Cruikshank, will inbound. He goes to Alioth. Adome flashes across the lane, but it comes back over to Anthony. Vegas has it up top, guarded by Gruber. Anthony, 5 on the shot clock, steps back, gets inside the lane, dumps it down, but ball is stolen. 2-on-2. Vegas pokes it away from Gruber, but it'll ricochet all the way off the baseline, and Carroll will hold on to possession.
You'd love to see that hustle play from Vegas tracking back. And it was Adome against a 2-on-1, so good job he did.
Penny, the three-point shot, but a foul called on the screen beforehand, so no good. Three-pointer will not count. And that's going to be on Maupin. It looks like that's his third. He's now the second Carroll player to reach 3 fouls. Ryan Clary got there before he did. The Thunder have just Alioth with 3. Another trap coming from Carroll. The Thunder get it over half court, and now we'll try to reset. Over to Spencer, who's guarded by Williams. Down to Alioth in the short corner. Anthony runs off the screen. Gets the three-point try, no good, off the front of the rim. We've seen Anthony, who's been hot from behind the arc, miss a couple here. He's now 1 for 4 on the game from three-point land. Clary runs off a screen, gets switched. Now Alioth guards him. Maupin up top, guarded by Anthony. And there's a moving screen. Maupin picks up the 4th just like that, and he can't believe it. Hands on his head as, look at this here, he just runs into a dome.
And that's huge on Maupin. He's been playing the 5 for this Carroll team. Definitely the biggest player that Carroll sent out there today. And if he has to take a seat, you have to imagine Wheaton now really has to move down low.
He certainly will. He heads to the bench. He is the second leading scorer as well, as Carroll calls a timeout here, and that leaves both teams with 4 here. 12:25 is where we're sitting here, a 42-38 lead for Carroll, as the Thunder scoreless in their last minute and 52. They're 1 for 4 on their last 4 field goals and 1 for 6 on their last 6 threes. So that great hot shooting that we talked about from the first half hasn't quite carried over here into period number 2 for the Thunder, just quite yet, as they sat at 7 for 10 from the three-point line after half. They're now 7 for 15, 5 straight missed threes. Andrew Williams comes into the game for the Thunder. Anthony will inbound. We see some full court pressure from the Pioneers. Cruikshank against Analyst will bring it up. Over to Spencer. Spencer wants to get it down to Alioth. He does. Soul there guards Alioth, and a double dribble called against Tate Alioth.
And Alioth can't believe it. Doesn't know where he picked up that first dribble, maybe just on the bobble from the pass from Spencer, but you saw it right there going early to Alioth. But Carroll is very eager to double team those passes down low.
Hand off to Penny. Works to his right, and now Williams gets the pass. Analyst bumps into him, knocks him off of his path, and it's over to Soul on the right wing. Soul in the corner, drives to the baseline, gets past Alioth, and that one just rolls out. Alioth fighting for the rebound underneath. He's able to hold on to it. Strong play, although I'm not sure how Soul's basket didn't drop. Williams, who has Penny on him, will hold the ball. He's got a dribble there and works into the corner, but picks it right back up. Anthony over to Cruikshank. Cruikshank down low. Spencer works to that left shoulder. Great pass underneath to Alioth, who finishes on the reverse layup.
Well, that's what's going to have to happen every time, because when Wheaton goes down low, the double is coming. Spencer did a great job finding the cutting Alioth, and that's an easy 2 points.
Penny works to the left. Alioth picks up the foul, and now Maupin's going to have a complimentary player on the Thunder side as Alioth picks up his 4th. So the 2 starting big men on these 2 teams, both in foul trouble, both on the bench with 4. Thunder decide not to replace Alioth with a larger player as Cruikshank comes in. Ball tied up underneath by Spencer, and it goes out of bounds. The Thunder will hold on to possession. Spencer couldn't quite hang on to that rebound, but he held it high above his head until a Carroll player came and knocked it out of bounds. We're almost halfway through this second half, and it's been a quick one so far, as Neither team able to do much scoring or make much happen here. Cruikshank works inside. Shot is no good. Kicked out, and Cruikshank comes up with a great steal on the cross-court skip pass from Williams to Penny. And now a travel called against Cruikshank as he's doubled by Soule and Penny. Another turnover gives the ball right back to Carroll.
And just all that momentum in a second, it's lost. It was a beautiful steal from Cruikshank, and then an unfortunate travel. Carroll now has a chance to extend their lead beyond 2 points.
And the start of the second half looking a lot like the start of the first, as 10 minutes into this second half, Carroll has 10 points, Wheaton has 6. A low scoring affair here tonight. 40-42, 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Williams picks up the steal. One-on-one with Analyst. Williams puts it up, he's fouled. The bucket won't drop, but he'll head to the line for 2.
Well, that's what we're talking about. It's Andrew Williams, always with the heads-up play, goes in strong. Analyst strong as well, is going to pick up that foul. And it's a good, quick possession, and these should be 2 quick points for Andrew Williams.
Williams gets the first to drop through. And he's got a chance to tie things up. He does. Andrew Williams, the freshman, ties the game here with 10 minutes and 4 seconds to go inside King Arena. Carroll will inbound. Clary brings it up the court. Cruikshank at the top, ready to meet him here, clapping his hands, trying to get this team to keep the pedal to the floor and not lose their lead again, as they have now 2 times at the beginnings of the first and second halves. Penny outside, up to Hall. Hall drives to the left, past Spencer. Pump fakes, pulls up, short off the front of the rim. Spencer the rebound. Out quickly to Williams on the outlet pass. Back to Spencer at the top of the key, gets it to Anthony. Anthony backs off, and Williams guarded really tightly by Penny there. Cruikshank gets to the elbow. Pull-up jump shot is good. Tyson Cruikshank gives the Thunder their latest lead, since the last time they led with just a couple minutes into this second half. It's taken right back away with a nice layup made by Soule on the other end. 44-44 as the Dome gives it over to Anthony. Cruikshank was open, cutting through the lane. Anthony couldn't find him. He's open again. There he is. Misses the layup, but fouled. Analyst picks up another foul.
It's just really quick movement right now. That's kind of characterized this Wheaton team, and it's Cruikshank on that cut, continuing this trend from the first half. He's got 16 points, equal with Niamie Adom, who also has 16. So the two of them really leading the scoring for the Thunder tonight.
Cruikshank's free throw rims out, and it's uncharacteristic for him, as we've already talked in this one how good he is from the free throw line. He's now 1 for 3 on the night. Chance to make it 50% here. So Cruikshank 1 for 2 on his latest trip to the free throw line. 45-44, the Thunder have the lead. And the good thing here for the Thunder, they are back in the bonus. Penny, pull-up jump shot from the free throw line, and Penny has just been deadly shooting on the night. Now 9 for 12 from the field. Williams on the wing, guarded by Penny. Up top to Anthony. Clary is right there to supply the defense. Cruikshank guarded by Williams. Right hand up to the free throw line, almost loses the dribble. Gets it over to Adom. Adom works inside and finishes over top of Soule. Back in the lead, 47-46. Clary drives into the lane. Spin move, dumps it off to Williams. Easy 2 points for Carroll. And it's these cuts underneath that we've seen give these two teams scoring. Cruikshank, Alioth, recently scoring for the Thunder, and there's Williams on another good one for Carroll. This pass off the hands of Hawkins. See a replay. Hawkins maintains he didn't touch it, but the referee says that it went off Hawkins' hands after it went off of Souls, and therefore it's Carroll's ball. Vegas in the game now, replacing Anthony. Ball kicked out to Hall. Hall tries to get past Cruikshank. A switch on the screen there. Clary blocked by Anthony. Cruikshank pushing it up ahead. 3-on-3. Spencer goes up for the jam. No good. Rebound out to a dome. The Thunder will pull it out. It's over to Anthony. Up top, a dome. He traveled. He switched his feet at the top of the key. A turnover for the Thunder off of what could have been there an electric play by Anajuan Spencer.
And just coming through on the wing, you knew he was going for it. He had the height, just too bad he couldn't make the completion. Then the unfortunate turnover. Now Carroll with the chance to get 2 more.
Clary gets Vegas up in the air. Williams. And then look at that rebound underneath by Spencer, ripping it away from Hall. Spencer yet to score in the night, but he has 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple blocks. Anthony inside the lane on the pass from Spencer. No good. Layup is off. Passed up ahead. There's Hall. He had a lane. He decides to pull it out. Cutting inside is Soul underneath. And it's back out to Clary. A timeout called by Coach Combs of the Pioneers, and I think everyone in the building could use that one. It's just a couple minutes there of back and forth. Hearts pounding on both sides between the Spencer dunk, missed dunk, and then over on the other side, a quick bucket for Carroll, puts them back on top. Anthony not able to convert on the layup. The Thunder bench wanted a foul, but they didn't get one. So it's Carroll that leads 48-47 with 6 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in this game.
Yeah, and since coming out of this second half, Wheaton has shot just 29.4% from the field. They have not made a 3 in this half since going 7 for 10 in the first half. That was one of the things we talked about. That was one of the main reasons that they came out of that half with a lead. But they got to get something working. Right now it's all Cruikshank in a dome, which is fine, but you have to make sure that when the ball is put in other people's hands that they can make the shot. You have to make sure everyone's getting the ball. And especially in this lineup that Carroll's going with, this small ball lineup, that's more attuned to guards like a dome and Cruikshank. And of course, you look at Anajuan Spencer 0 for 6 tonight. He needs to get his game going. Such an important player for Wheaton in that Elmhurst game, 20 points leading the charge. He needs to get his shot working because once he does, it's over for Carroll.
Carroll comes out of the timeout. The Thunder already out and ready to meet them here on their side of the floor. It will be Carroll ball out of the timeout. They'll inbound from right in front of their bench. It'll be Williams who tosses it in, and he goes right to Charlie Soule. Williams flashes underneath. He was open. Dumps it down. Soule loses it. Anthony able to bring it down. And Cruikshank gives it over to a dome. A dome out to Spencer. Spencer cutting to Anthony, who finishes over 2 Carroll players. I don't know how he fit that pass inside. Great catch, great finish by Anthony. Clary over to Williams. Penny has it, guarded by Spencer. He wants to draw him out away from the basket. Almost pulled up, gave it over to Soule. Soule works inside the lane, passes to Williams. Blocked from behind, but a foul called. Spencer thought he had all ball there.
Yeah, it looks like Williams trying to maybe go up for the dunk. Spencer helping him up after he goes down. 2 free throws killing what little momentum Wheaton had.
Spencer picks up his 3rd foul on the night. Alioth still on the bench. He's sidelined after he picked up his 4th foul. A couple minutes into the second half. Williams ties this game back up at 49, and now we see An interesting move here. Coach Combs opts to put Cale Maupin back in the game, and Schauer immediately taps Cade Alioth and gets him back in there as well. So now the two big men, Maupin and Alioth, who will be going at it here, both at 4 fouls, standing at that critical point here late in the game. Rebound on the missed free throw. Game is still tied. 5.5 to go. Adom over to Spencer. Up top to Cruikshank. Pump fake. Gets inside the lane. Stops, loses control. Gets it out to Alioth. Alioth now out to Adom. Adom double team. Tries to get it down into the paint, but Alioth can't handle it. Turnover. Carroll ball. Williams has it on the wing. He'll wait for his team to catch up to him, and it'll come to Clary up top. Clock is now down below 5 minutes. Handoff to Clary. Penny goes down, passes it from his knees, and that'll be just a turnover there for Carroll. And everyone in the building kind of surprised about that one, I think.
Yeah, but not Carroll. They're right back into that press, as you saw Penny getting up on Cruikshank. Gotta love the discipline from this Carroll squad. They played very well tonight.
Adom, couple crossovers, kicks it out to Spencer. Cruikshank fakes the dribble and drains the three. Tyson Cruikshank creates a little separation and makes this one a 3-point ball game. Williams hands off to Penny. Penny the 3-point try to answer. Up off the rim, it's no good. And the ball tipped out. Carroll will hold on to it. Penny has got his fair share of nice bounces tonight, and everyone held their breath as that one looked like it was about to drop in after it came off the front of the rim and then the backboard, but it does rattle out. He's not able to answer the 3-pointer from Cruikshank. A foul called on the inbound play.
See it right here, maybe.
It's a Dome called on the foul. The Thunder will be in the bonus the next time they are fouled. They'll head to the line. They've committed only 4 fouls, so they've got a little time before they send Carroll to the line. Now, Anthony made a good defensive play under the basket there, but he was ruled out of bounds as he stripped it away. So Carroll will hold on to it. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. 4 minutes left in the game. Clary gets it inside. Souls wide open. Blocked by Alioth. And now Cruikshank will bring it up the court at a little more of a leisurely pace here. Although it's a small lead, time still on the Thunder side. Over to Anthony. Back up to Cruikshank. Gets a screen from Alioth. Switch down low. Alioth guarded by Williams. Can't handle the pass as Williams really tied him up on the block. Clary gets a screen from Maupin. Works inside. Pass down low. Soul finishes on the other end. And it's back to a 1-point game. Cruikshank again. Brings it up slowly. He's guarded by Penny. Cruikshank with 20. Penny with 22. Adom to Alioth, who slipped the screen. Can't get the layup to go. Penny the rebound. And a fruitless possession there for the Thunder. A quick shot and a rebound by Carroll. Maupin up top will hand off to Penny. He's the sure go-to guy here for Carroll. Looked like he wanted to shoot it, decided not to, gave it over to Clary. Clary inside the lane, a pass down low, and a foul by Spencer. Not what the Thunder want.
And how does Clary find this man? What a pass. And going down low, that's Soul. Goes up strong, and that'll be Spencer's 4th. So now Spencer and Alioth for Wheaton both in foul trouble.
Both big men teetering on the brink of fouling out here. We do have Gavin Hawkins on the bench. We haven't seen him in a little while since Alioth has checked back in. But he's put some good minutes in tonight. He's got 8 rebounds and 5 points. A foul now on the other end by Williams off the missed free throw. Careless foul by Williams as he will now send the Thunder to the line.
there's really no need for that. I mean, it's just common knowledge when your team doesn't have the free throw, you're going to be at a disadvantage on any foul shot, and just giving up a potential 2 easy, free, and most importantly, timeless points here for Luke Anthony.
He does miss the first, and so the foul doesn't turn out to really hurt Carroll at this point. Soule gets it on the wing. Tie ball game, 2.5 minutes to go. Hand it off to Penny. Alioth bumps him up top. Analyst into the corner. Soule drives in across the lane, passes to Analyst. Tries to get a pass through, but it deflects off of a Thunder player, and Anthony able to hold on to it. They put the ball into Niamey Adom's hands. He's got 18 on the night. Crosses over, gets past Analyst, into the corner. Alioth, pump fake on the 3. Hand off to Adom. Adom, guarded by Maupin. Works past him easily, gets to the bucket, and finishes. Timeout now called by Coach Schauer. It's a full timeout, but look at this play by Adom.
Yeah, when things break down, it's Adom that comes through. Big mistake by Maupin. He tries to close him out wide. Adom is so quick, he's going to get right by him, go to the basket. And that's 2 more points for the Thunder. They're now up 54-52, just under 2 minutes left to go. And this is crunch time right here. And it was around this time Wheaton began to claw back in that Elmhurst game. We know that they do well in these moments. They have a lot of very composed players on their squad. And of course, scoring led tonight by still Tyson Cruikshank and Niamey Adom, 20 points and 18 points respectively. They played much of the game here at King Arena, and you have to expect that Coach Schauer will lean on them for the rest of this game.
And another close game here in the CCIW just goes to show how competitive this league is. Looking back at the last couple games for both teams, for Carroll, their last games have been a 4-point loss, an 8-point loss, an 8-point loss, a 1-point loss. All conference matchups. Over on the Thunder side, it's a 7-point loss, a 6-point overtime loss, a 3-point win, and then a 3-point overtime loss. And so the last 4 CCIW games for both teams, no win or loss has been by more than 8 points. Both teams used to these close games. Both have not fared extremely well in them as of late. But both have certainly been there, as you said, Don, in crunch time. So as Penny brings it up the floor, he leads all scorers with 22. Look for the ball to be in his hands when things come down to it on the Carroll offensive side. Pass deflected, and it was kicked by the Thunder, so it'll stick with Carroll. 1:40 to go, 20 on the shot clock. Clary looking to throw it in. Gets it all the way out, past the 3-point line to Soule. Maupin has it up top, and it's into the hands of Penny. Penny has the switch. Alioth is right there. Great defense by Alioth. He doesn't foul. He contests the shot. It's an air ball by Penny. And underneath the basket, it was interesting there as Maupin and Cruikshank got tied up. It hit one of the 2 players as they were tangled up on the ground. Must have been Maupin, as the referee rules that it's going to be Thunder ball. Adom brings it up. The Thunder hanging on to a 2-point lead. Cruikshank will wait for his team to set up. Look for them to use a good portion of the shot clock here if they can. It's down to 10. Hand off to Adom. 5 seconds now. Adom drives past Soule and puts the bucket in. Underneath a minute, Adom. Now Soule fouling underneath.
And that might be Anajuan Spencer's 5th. We'll see it here. And that's going to be his 5th, so he is gone out of this game. So Wheaton losing a little bit of size and veteran leadership as well. They'll send in Vegas.
Spencer will come off the floor. A rough night shooting for him, as we've mentioned. He was 0 for 6. He didn't score in the night, but wow, a big impact made on the boards. He's got 11 in the night and also 6 assists. Still an impact in his 33 minutes on the floor. First free throw was missed by Soule. And he misses the second as well. Adom comes in, grabs the rebound, and now the Thunder, there's just 20 seconds separating the game and shot clocks, can hang on to it here unless Carroll chooses to foul. They bring the double team. Get it over to Adom. Adom up to Uvegas. Uvegas hangs on to it. He's swarmed, and Clary will pick up the foul. That will be Clary's 4th as well.
Good hands by Uvegas there. A lot of players would, under that type of pressure, maybe hit it off their own hand or something, but strong hands. He's able to hold on to it. And Uvegas 65% at the line this season. Very big free throws coming up for him.
And the free throw rattles out. 4-point game. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock is still on. 4-second differential. Clary works his way to the hoop, and Cruikshank gets him on the hip check. He will send Clary to the line.
And that'll be before the shot. Nice move by Clary. Exploits the angle, goes at him.
27.1 seconds with Clary at the line. The shot clock will now be off for the rest of the game. Clary gets the first one to go. Looked like it could be short off the front of the rim, but it rolls in. Clary good on his first free throw of the night. Puts the second through as well. Carroll calls the timeout. Just a 2-point differential between these two teams. 56-54. The Thunder lead here inside King Arena on this Wednesday night CCIW matchup. And Don, it's been a roller coaster of emotions throughout the night. The Thunder have at times looked great and have extended their leads, but at other times it's been all Carroll. Carroll holds the largest lead of the night when they led by 11 points during the first half. The Thunder, on the other hand, while they've spent a good portion of the time in the lead, they've only led by at most 4 points at any point throughout this game. So they've got a 2-point lead now, 27 seconds. They've got the ball. Shot clock is off. What do you think they're going to be coming out with here?
Well, this is the mentality that both these teams have. This is a must-win game. You touched on it earlier. The CCIW Men's Basketball Conference is one of the best D3 basketball conferences in the country. And Wheaton at 4-3, that would be a very good record in a lot of conferences, but already you look who's above them. Augustana at 5-2, Illinois Wesleyan at 5-2, and then Elmhurst and North Central at 6-1. So even though 4-3, good winning record, this is a huge game for Wheaton. And over on the Carroll side, they're 2-5. They have to get back into shape if they want to compete in conference this season. So both these teams have a must-win mentality coming out of the gates here with 27.1 left.
Anthony will inbound the ball for the Thunder. He's got Cruikshank and Adom up at the top, Alioth and Uvegas at half court. We're going to see a lot of pressure from Carroll as the ball comes in. Trapped immediately, skip pass goes to Alioth. Alioth throws it up, pass is tipped. He wins it back away. It's on the ground. Alioth is on top of it. A jump ball called before the Thunder can get the timeout, and the ball goes back to Carroll.
And that's just about the worst thing that could have happened if you were Wheaton. And obviously, Alioth, the right intentions in mind. He saw the streaking. I believe it might have been Luke Anthony coming down the side. He would have had a great opportunity at a layup. But in these moments, you don't have to try and score more points. You just got to hold the ball. You have to force the other team to foul you. You want to score your points at the line. You don't want to make any risks, and could have been a costly mistake here at Carroll with a chance to take the lead or tie it up.
Both teams with plenty of timeouts for just these last 15 seconds. Clary works to his right, gets inside the lane, kicks it out to Maupin. Hall inside the lane, up against Adom, puts it up, no good. Rebound, Cruikshank, and he's fouled with 4.5 to go.
And there it is on the rebound. It's Cruikshank, smallest player on the court. Would you have it? Gets the rebound. in that 90+ percentage free throw shooting, looking really nice right now as Cruikshank up to the line.
He's good on the first. Cruikshank makes this a 3-point game. And a timeout called. Carroll will call this one. It's going to be a full timeout. They will have 1 timeout remaining. The Thunder have 3 timeouts remaining. I doubt either team will need to use them up here, but as Cruikshank makes the first, he's maybe a little bit of icing the kicker here as Carroll calls a timeout. But as you mentioned, Don, he's over 90% on the night. He is 2 for 4 from the line. It's great that he was able to make 1 and make this a 3-point game. To extend to a 4 would be even better here, as the only thing that could tie that in one possession would be a foul on the 3-pointer, and it's rare that you do see that. Of course, still a possibility, but the Thunder, I'm sure, drawing up some type of defense here they want to get into as soon as the Cruikshank free throw is either made or missed. If it's made, they'll just want to sag back, I think, and avoid fouling at all costs. If it's missed, of course, they've got to be stout on defense and prevent what could be a game-tying 3.
Yeah, and right now Wheaton concerned with making this free throw, but as soon as that goes up, they have to be in defense mode, because if he misses, that's a live ball. And you have to imagine that Carroll will take a timeout if they get possession back to move the ball up the court. But you do have your best free throw shooter at the line right now, who has been on fire tonight, leading his team in scoring.
Cruikshank, 1 more on the way. And he gets it to go. A 4-point lead. And you can see everyone on the Thunder bench just saying, do not foul. Coach Panner, his hands are out. Coach Schauer saying the same. Pass high up in the air. It'll go through the hands of Maupin. Anthony hangs onto it, and the Thunder hang on to win. A crucial conference win here for the Thunder. 58-54 inside King Arena, and it's a hard-fought victory for the Thunder. Carroll turning to be such a well-matched opponent here for the Thunder as they traded blows all game long. It's ultimately the Thunder that come down to win it. 2 leading scorers for the Thunder are Cruikshank and Adome. They have 22 apiece. Over on the other side, it's Nick Penny who led the way with 22 as well. We're going to send it down now to the floor, give Don a chance to talk to Coach Schauer here after this victory. We'll send it down to Don Crowder.
Of Wheaton, coach, a great win against a good Carroll team that employed a less than traditional lineup. At one point, their tallest player on the court was 6'2". How is the size difficult in this game?
Yeah, I don't know that played a huge role in the sense that we've got a lot of teams that are kind of like that. It makes it a little bit tougher for Gavin Hawkins, although I thought Gavin played pretty well tonight. You know, this is a testament to our league. You know, we're 5-3, and I think probably 6 of the 8 games we've played have been like this. I feel for Carroll, and I know that doesn't sound like I would mean that, but you know, we're kind of in the same boat. We've both lost some really tough, close games, and you know, they did a bunch of things well tonight. You know, we just managed to make 1 or 2 more plays. I'm proud of my team because we didn't have it tonight. We didn't play very well. Their style of play bothers you more than their size. Their style of play is so deliberate, and it kind of gets you rushed on the other end. But I'm just proud of my team. We had a couple moments we could have folded. I think we were down 12 in the first half, down 4, you know, midway through that second half. So I'm just proud of my team.
And of course, moving into Saturday, big game against Carthage. How are you preparing for that?
Well, we've talked about kind of setting some goals that we'll check off, and one of our goals obviously is to make the conference tournament. This was a big win. It puts them at 2-6, us in 5-3. Saturday's another really good opportunity for us to beat a team that we're competing for, you know, to get into the tournament, and really give us a game and a half lead on them, because we would have the tiebreaker if we beat them there too. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm trying to sell my team, is we're kind of at that point now where these games are tough to get back if you don't win them. And just want to have my team, you know, motivated. We're going to have to play a little better than we did tonight. You know, if we were on the road tonight, I'm pretty sure we'd probably get beat. But that's what we're talking about.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win. And that just about wraps it up here at King Arena. Wheaton defeats Carroll, and they move to 11-6 on the season. Catch them on Saturday where they take on Carthage on the road. But until then, thank you for tuning in to WTSN. And for Abram Erickson and everyone here on the network, I'm Don Crowder. Have a great night.